Hey guys, so welcome to General Query. This is Fonz. I go by he, him, and his.
Hey guys, and this is Zuki, and I go by she, her, and hers. Welcome to another episode of General Query. How are ya?
I'm kind of excited. Katy Perry and Gaga both kicked off their
No, you're
tour
thinking of Beyonce.
in Mexico. Yeah, and then I was going to say Beyonce
Oh, okay.
did that as
Okay.
well. I think they kicked it off this past weekend, and then Beyonce did, the Tuesday or whatever, or Monday.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's exciting.
Very exciting. The pop divas are out. Well, I hesitate to say pop divas with Katy Perry, but pop divas and a pop singer have kicked off their
Pop Divas and the Ugly Stepsister.
right.
Except she's
Junie.
pretty, but like there you go, Judy.
Yeah, she's if I'm sure you guys have seen it trending on Instagram and TikTok, the Dunice trend. If you're, an SNL fan, you are familiar with the Dunice sketch. And but to be honest, like in SNL, Dunice is a diva, okay? So like I get it what people are saying, but also it feels like a disservice to Dunice.
Right.
But we understand. My favorite version of that trend, Fonzie, and I said this to Fonz, was the world leaders at the Pope's funeral.
Oh my God, yes, that was
And then
hilarious.
the last one being Trump falling asleep with his mouth open like a trout, okay, at the Pope's funeral, and him being Dunice. I couldn't, there's nothing more fitting whatsoever. It was
Right.
amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's another thing. We have the Popa Perusa coming up
Popa Perus. That's right. Which one
May
of the girls
7th.
is gonna get it?
Yeah.
May 7th.
Who's
We
gonna
start.
Shantae you stay? Who's gonna sashay away?
Who's gonna be sashayed away? And you know what I love is I also saw that there's kind of the girls are fighting
Oh,
on the
really?
socials. Yeah, and here's why. The girls are fighting. Apparently there's a fight between Catholic converts and like cradle Catholics is what they're calling it, which I would fall into a cradle Catholic box, right?
Uh-huh.
And apparently the cradle Catholics are very defensive of Catholic converts. Now, JD Vance is a Catholic convert, so
Got
get
it.
it. I get
Yeah.
it. I get it.
So it's
And
another term for like Catholic hypocrites. Just
correct. No, 100%. Which again, if you're a cradle Catholic, you know that that's like the flavor of the week. You know what I mean?
right. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But I think what's the best part about this is the girls fighting about this and being like, no. But one thing that I did see people bring up that I think is a good point is that for cradle Catholics, Catholicism is as much culture as it is religion, right?
Right.
And so, especially like, again, I'm Mexican Catholics, how Mexican Catholics get down, right? Like, it's so much a part of our, day to day,
I'm
our
not gonna lie.
holidays,
Yeah,
our
holidays.
everything.
That's what I was gonna
Yes,
say. Holidays in Mexican Catholicism are
huge.
completely different from American Catholicism.
Yes.
Yeah.
No. Oh my God.
Same religion,
Completely.
different bullshit.
No, 100%. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No. So I think because I always think back to like the matachines, which is such
Yes.
a Mexican
Mhm.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, my mom would
Even
every
Christmas,
year
think
would
about
host.
it.
Yes,
We would
Christmas.
celebrate the 24th because he would kind of like ring in the birth of the baby
You
Jesus
would have, and
on
you'd
the
have to go to
24th.
yeah, you'd have to
Yeah.
go to midnight mass
Yeah.
that day. Yeah.
Versus the American Christmas where you would go on the 25th.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Catholicism has a huge like cultural lean, I think, for a lot of people. And so that's where the cradle Catholics are getting a little defensive, which I find absolutely hilarious. And I love to see the fight go
Yeah.
down.
Who doesn't love a good cat fight? But
Who
speaking of like
literally,
Lollapalooza and all that
yes.
crazy BS, RuPaul's coming back for All Stars, and I'm very excited
Uh,
because that's happening in May.
what do you think of, because I saw some discourse about this. of Bob's comments about how All Stars is for the losers. Did you see
I
that he
mean,
said that?
I agree. Have you guys
Yeah.
ever heard of fucking Trixie talking about All Stars? Like, she
Yes.
won, but she doesn't consider herself a winner.
No.
She always says, I won from the losers. Like, she's like, I didn't win my original season, therefore I'm a loser, but I won All Stars because, you know, et cetera, et cetera. So I
Yeah.
get it. Yeah.
Yeah, I just found it really interesting because some people got really upset at Bob at what she said about,
I mean, if you
but
didn't
I'm
win
like,
your original season, yeah, you lost, period.
you lost. Yeah.
For me, an
Yeah,
All
so
Star, like if you really wanted to like title it All Stars, it'd be like, you know, the winners of every season competing for another crown. Like that would be an All Stars because you're
right.
like the ultimate queen, you know.
Right.
But I
Yeah,
mean, I love it. I still love all
I
the
think it's
queens
great.
coming back, especially the ones that I felt like should have won. Like for example, for this newer season coming up, um, there's this like Susie Toot. She's coming back.
Mhm.
Her name was Susie Toot. Maybe it's not Susie Toot. One of them is coming back. Oh no, it's Lydia Butthole Collins. She's
Oh,
coming back. And then from the previous season, Bosco's coming back. So that
nice.
I'm excited about, you know, like
Yeah,
seeing them
super
again
excited.
because I feel like they could have been at least top three,
Right.
but then they didn't make it.
But
So then,
yeah, and I feel like the All Stars thing is also like fan favorites, right?
oh
Like that's
yeah,
kind
for
of the whole
sure,
point. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's the
100%.
whole point.
Yeah,
And so I think for the fans, it's really nice to see like your queens come
yeah,
back.
come back for
And
sure.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, I get that.
there's a lot of queens that are coming back for like the fourth, fifth time. I'm like, Ginger
Come on.
Minch, bitch, you're probably a millionaire already. Why do you need another $200,000?
Yes.
I mean, although in this economy, everyone
Listen,
I want to
who
pocket
doesn't
those $200,000.
I was gonna say, who doesn't need an extra 200 thou? Okay. No, absolutely. Yeah, so I thought that was
No,
really
but yeah,
interesting.
I totally agree. It is fun to watch all the losers compete again.
It's great. It's great. I haven't seen, I don't know. I don't know. I think it's also my bias. It's really hard for me to like disagree with a take from Bob, but that's just me. But that's my
Right,
personal bias.
right.
There's this clip.
Here's the thing: like, if someone's delulu enough to think that All Stars isn't, you know, the queens that lost coming back, like, girl, you're not J Lo.
Did you see that clip of J-Lo getting stopped in the street?
Loved it. At
Yeah,
first,
I
I
know
thought it
you
was set up, but then I saw
no.
like the many reactions of it, and I was like, maybe J Lo didn't know who this person was, and this
No.
person had no fucking clue who she was either.
And I love that.
I
I
love that
love that
too.
for everyone.
It
And
was
I
so
love that.
humbling to see
Yes,
her
it was
fail
amazing.
miserably.
It was amazing. What do
Here's
you
the
do for a
thing.
living? Ugh,
Yeah.
ugh.
Yeah.
Couldn't happen to a better person,
I
truly.
know. I loved it. Because I've
I
seen
loved it.
those where like they stop celebrities and stuff, you know? And it's the
Yes.
same guy asking the same questions, but you can tell he obviously knows who they are.
Knows them.
Yeah, and
Yes.
then those other people will repost his videos. So naturally, being the stalker that I am, I went to J Lo's page. No
Yes.
word, no sign, no existence of this person
Nothing.
or that video ever happening. I thought it
Love
was
that.
lovely. Yeah.
It was great. It was great. The girls, the divas, they're out, they're touring.
Speaking of the girls, let's talk about
Yes.
your shirt.
Oh, yes. I am wearing a Protect the Dolls shirt. If you're not watching us on YouTube and you're listening to us on Spotify, I'm wearing a Protect the Dolls shirt. You can see the Protect and the dolls is under my tits. So you kind of can see it, but
You
promise
can
it's
see it
there.
if she's stretching.
If I'm like, you can kind of
You know,
see
if she
it.
kind of has to yawn and stretch her arms a
Yeah,
little
yeah. So the dolls can come out from underneath
bit. Literal
my
doll.
areola. So yeah, so I'm wearing a Protect the Dolls shirt because we should protect the dolls. Really quickly, because again, this general query. So if you don't like to hear about politics or gender queer shit, you're in the wrong channel. But I encourage you to stay either way. But there has been, very dangerous legislation passed in the UK, specifically targeting trans folks, regarding how they are defined in the law in the United Kingdom. And basically, it strips them of protection under the law, which is horrendous. And a lot of anti-trans folks and TERFs are celebrating this decision by the United Kingdom Supreme Court, saying that this is a win for women. And it isn't. Women, trans women, everyone loses by this type of exclusionary
My
law.
favorite video that I've seen of someone explaining why they're not protecting women whatsoever is because the way this person explained it was like, well, first of all, she was a woman, a cisgendered woman, and she was like, "You guys think you're protecting us, but now you're forcing anyone, literally any man can say, I'm a cisgender woman, and they can just walk right into the women's restroom. And that is the danger. The trans
That's right.
women were never the issue. Trans women are typically into men. Therefore, they will
Typically.
not touch your woman unless it's to fix her eyeliner, her lashes, or her hair.
Absolutely.
Or maybe hold her
Absolutely.
hair while she's puking up in the restroom,
That's right.
versus these nasty ass men that now can fully walk into the women's restroom claiming to be a natural born female and do whatever the fuck they want, which is, I'm sure, what they wanted.
Absolutely. And that's
Yeah.
and that's where I get, really irritated, like you said, with that narrative that it's to protect women. No, 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 no. If you want to protect women, stop restricting our access to fucking healthcare.
Yeah.
Stop telling us what to do with our bodies. Stop paying us a quarter of what everybody else gets paid. Stop legislating, making laws, making it harder for us to vote. You don't care about women. You don't. You want to control the other, right? That's all you want to do.
Yeah.
So, no. And I think, like, I mentioned this in one of our stories this week, but I never go through the world afraid that a trans person is going to attack me in the street or that a trans person is going to take something from me or put me in danger. I have never felt that way. I will never feel that way. However, every time I do leave my house, I do consider how I'm going to interact with men, cis men,
Yeah. And that goes
and how they're
back
going
to
to
this
receive me.
story or the reel we just posted
Yeah.
with this guy being so offended because this woman didn't pay attention to him while he was trying to have a peaceful walk and fucking harass her.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not trans people that we're afraid of.
We're not.
And
We're not.
going back to a TikTok or a reel that we posted a while ago of me asking like, what is it about trans
What is
people
it?
that scares you, offends you, or like, I don't know, diminishes your existence? Like, what is it? No one's ever been able to answer that question.
No one.
Like,
No
why
one
are
can.
we so obsessed with it? Why?
Absolutely. And to quote our internet daddy, Pedro Pascal, when this decision went through in the UK, he tweeted at JK Rowling, that turf piece of shit, and was like, imagine rejoicing at the smallest, most vulnerable community you can think of and rejoicing at their further marginalization. That's loser behavior. You're a loser. If you are in the year 2025 thinking that the biggest threat to your autonomy, to your future, to your life is trans people, you're a loser. There's no other word for you. Like, you're a loser. And if you're a cisgender woman and you try that argument with me about how real womanhood is threatened, do me a favor
Right.
and shut up.
Yeah.
Educate yourself. And in the meantime, we protect the dolls. That's what we
Yeah.
do.
Right.
So yeah, no. So now the Protect the Doll shirt, it's like $200 by the designer that came up with it in the first place. However, if you don't want to pay that, I suggest you go the route I did, which was I bought the shirt and then I donated to the Trevor Project, which
Yeah.
is an amazing charity that provides all kinds of legal aid, healthcare aid, all sorts of help to at-risk queer and trans folks.
Yeah.
So,
You YouTubers will link
yeah,
it below.
we'll link
Literally,
it below.
it sounds redundant, but every penny counts. I
Every penny counts.
think of it this way. Let's say, 2,000 people donate $1.
Come on.
It is $1. That is $2,000. So
Absolutely.
don't think that donating has to be like, I don't know, $200. Yeah, if you wanted to
No.
go into your tax write-offs, then donate as much as you wish. But if you genuinely just want to be a good person, like you can donate a dollar, and then dollars accumulate really quickly. So just think of it.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I know that, I've seen some people be like, oh, wearing a shirt or wearing something is performative. Listen, you don't know if you're walking through some small ass town in the South or really anywhere in the United States at this point, especially, you don't know what you wearing something might mean to someone walking in the street, that they see at least one person willing to publicly state their stance on something like this.
Yeah,
So don't ever feel like it's performative. Don't ever feel like, oh, is that necessary? Yeah, because you never know,
it
guys.
actually is. Yeah, for
Truly.
sure.
Yeah, you never
Yeah.
know. So make sure you do that. Donate if you can. And if you can't, make sure you tell everyone that has something to say that they're
That's
stupid.
true. That's true. That's very important. Like if you can't donate right now, there's always ways to support by sharing.
Yes. By sharing. Yeah,
Share
yeah.
that
Just
link
share.
of the Trevor Project. Share our episode on your story or whatever. Like just share
Yeah.
information.
Share
Another way.
information.
Yeah.
Yeah, and as you guys know, always a safe space here at General Query. So let us, be that space. And yeah, but I mean, if again, if you have these outdated ideas, ew, boring. Can't relate. Oh my God,
Not even
imagine.
boring, just gross.
Just gross,
Anyway,
dude. Oh
totally
my God.
contrary to gross, today we have a very exciting episode, at
Yes.
least to me.
Listen, it's exciting to Fonzie, and here's why. So this episode, we're going to talk all about music.
Yes.
Okay. Um,
And I think, was it last week? Yeah, it was last week
yes,
that we
it was
kind of
last
like
week.
briefly touched up on this
Yes.
episode or this topic.
Yeah.
And we both agreed that we both needed some time to do some research. We also agreed that I'm the music person because I love
Yes.
waking up and functioning with music.
That's
Yeah.
yes. That's definitely Fonzie. Like we talked about this. So like I love music, but I love music in the sense of like how everyone loves music. Like, oh, like that's a bop, beep boop boop, that kind of
Yeah.
thing.
Speaking of
Fonzie,
bops, quick
yes.
caveat. Did you know bop
Yeah.
has like a different meaning now?
What does it mean now?
It's like a slut. Yeah, so
A
a
bop
bop,
is a slut?
yeah, a bop is no longer like a cool song. It's now like a slut, you know?
Oh my God, I love that. Okay.
Maybe not a slut, maybe I'm like overgeneralizing, but it's kind of like in those lines.
Okay, perfect. Well, this is a slut supporting podcast. If you missed the other 20 episodes in which we said that, so we love that. Welcome to all the bops if you're listening. Um, yeah, well, see, that's the thing. So, yeah, so I love a catchy tune,
Right.
or whatever, but Font is very much the person that loves like indie kind of underground, like very deep artists. I'm not that gal for you. Like, yeah, like I have some semi-obscure music tastes for sure, but nothing like Fonzie. So when the idea to talk about our like music taste and stuff, I told Fonzie, I was like, what the fuck am I gonna talk about, guys? Like
Yeah.
I have nothing to share. And Fonzie kindly reached out to her executive assistant, ChatGPT, and we found a bunch of
A
like,
cute little outline for this episode. I think it'll be
yeah,
really fun. It'll be also like very introspective into each of our souls. So I'm very
woo,
excited. I'm
good
very
Catholic.
excited.
There we
I'm very,
go.
very excited.
Yeah.
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 I wish we
Okay,
could
so
share like all of these tunes with you guys. Like obviously we'll share the titles and stuff, but like, just YouTube them if you have to listen to any of them. Yeah.
yeah. Um so again, because I think it's important. Okay, so let's start here. Who would you say was your biggest person in your life that like introduced you to music?
As in like someone I know or as in like
Yes.
artists?
No, no, no. Like someone you know. Like, was it, how did your love of music develop? I guess
Oh,
that's my
definitely
question.
my mom.
Okay,
It's like
perfect.
growing up, if you grew up in a Mexican family, you're being waken up on weekends, like I'm talking 6 a.m. with loud ass music.
That's right. It's cleaning time.
Yeah. So that's how it
Yes.
started. And then obviously, well, maybe not obviously, but growing up, my mom was a huge dancer. So like she would line us up and then teach us how to dance like cumbias and merengue and all this shit. So like that also
Love that.
contributed to my love of music. So then it just grew from there. And then I also, it's like I'm into very depressive, dark music.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so that's the way my boyfriend describes it. He's always like, "Oh, your music is kind of like I want to cut my veins," and I'm like, "Yeah, well, it gives me life, so fuck off." Um,
Yeah.
so I don't know where that came from though, because my mom is very like upbeat and like her music kind of it makes sense to make you move. It's very much like my boyfriend's music, where like he was born in Cuba, so it's very upbeat and like you want to move your body to it.
Yeah.
I don't know where my love to depressive music came from. Pretty sure it's like childhood trauma or some shit like that. Who knows?
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I think one of the questions once we get into the bullet points talks about that. So I'm excited.
Yeah, 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 yeah. No, I would say, I mean, definitely. Like, I think my mom was a huge, and same thing, right? Like, she would always be listening to something really loud on the weekends and stuff like that. My dad was a big one too, but my dad listened to a lot of like old music in English, which was funny growing up in Mexico. He listened to a lot of the Beatles, the Rolling Stones, Led Zeppelin, um, uh, Clear Water Revival, like all of these like really old school bands, which to this day are like in my like everyday rotation of music.
Hmm.
And then as I got older, my brother became my biggest musical influence, I would say, because I just wanted to be like as smart as he was. And he's kind of like you in the sense that he also likes like really dark, depressing shit. Um, and so he had a lot of those tastes. So that informed a lot of my music tastes a lot. So
Right.
that's where it started, I think, for me.
Yeah.
And so I am super grateful for that because I think for me, that allows music to just become like memories, I guess.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
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 So I guess we should tackle our first bullet point, which I
Okay.
think this one's pretty funny because like how do you like it'll be pretty funny. I'm sure we'll have different opinions on this, but
Uh-huh.
we'll go down a list of like
Yeah.
genres and then we'll just describe them badly if you may.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Uh, okay, so pop. Pop is, I don't know. I don't know. To me, like, pop is like, I don't know how to even describe it. Like, for me, pop is like, it's like an antidepressant in the sense that it's supposed to numb you in my view. Like, pop music is just there to make you not think or feel. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So you're
For
just like,
me, pop, and not to talk shit because I obviously love Lady Gaga, Ariana Grande, Beyonce, and stuff like that.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But to me, pop music is like music that people without taste in music play over and over again.
Oh, I feel called out.
Once again, I'm describing it poorly because obviously there's a lot more to it, but when it comes down to it, pop music really doesn't take much, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
I mean,
Like
yeah.
brainless music. There you go.
Yeah. First, okay, brainless music. Let's talk about jazz.
Okay, that's like the adult
Gosh,
version of lullabies.
no, no. Fonts, give me a fucking break. Are you fucking kidding me? Who's falling asleep to jazz, Fonts?
Me.
Who?
But
No,
also it
pick a
is
key.
very
Pick a
intricate.
key. Pick
Yeah.
a key. No, sorry. Pick a key. I love it. Listen, no, no,
No, I
no.
love it too. I love it too, but it's like a niche. I wouldn't listen to that daily. Like that's something I want to listen to while I'm having cocktails.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's not like I'm going to wake up and just listen to jazz music cuz no.
No.
Right.
No. No.
You're welcome.
Rock.
You agree with me.
Yeah. Rock. Love rock.
Rock, I love it. I love it too, but it's like angry music.
Yeah.
Rock and heavy metal is just like angry music. Yeah.
Perfect.
That's
Perfect.
what you play when you're cutting up a body, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Or this is the thing, I have a very visceral connection to rock because like I specifically have a very clear memory of a song playing. I had a song playing when I was packing up like my last ex's shit out of my house before. And it just, so every time I hear that song, I remember like how like excited I was to just be getting rid of
Um,
him forever, right? It was like, yeah, yeah. So yeah, you're right. Rock
what
is like
song
the
is
type.
that?
You're gonna laugh because it's so fucking lame, but it's so true. It was "Welcome to the Jungle" by AC/DC. Yeah,
It's a good song. It is
dude,
weird that you
I was
That
like
is so
pumped
funny.
up. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You know when Axl Rose is like, uh, "You're in the jungle, baby," like that, and I was just fucking tossing
Throwing
shit
it
into
out.
bot. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And
That
I was
is
like,
so
all I
funny.
could think in my head, I was like, "You wanna fuck with me?" Like it's done, like
Yeah.
that
So
energy,
yeah, definitely
So
metal and rock music is like angry music for sure. You're not gonna
yes.
sing, even though there are rock songs that you can sing your love to someone with.
Yeah.
I don't think that's what would describe rock music.
No, 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 no.
Yeah.
I agree.
What
I
about
agree.
indie? How would you describe indie music?
I know. You know what I think? No, mira. No, no, no. Hold on. See, and this is how annoyed it is. Like I think I could probably say it better in Spanish. But it irritates me so much because to me, I'm sure I like indie songs. You know what I mean? Like I'm sure there's indie songs that I like.
Right.
But to me, when I hear indie, it's like the tryhards. The try-hard philosophy majors in college listen to fucking indie music and they think they're so deep and they think they just know so much about the world and they're so introspective or whatever. And I'm like, ew, whatever. You know what I mean? Like, you just found out what a clitoris was like 6 months ago. Relax.
That is so
You
funny.
know? Like, so when I think of
Meanwhile,
indie,
indie's my favorite genre.
no, it is. I I know, which is why it
Like,
doesn't make
fuck
any
off,
sense.
bitch.
You're like, anyways, and you're like, I've been known about it, the clitoris forever, okay, bitch?
Right. I
No, no, no.
do open a book every now and then.
Okay. No, no, no. I trust me. I think to me, it's like my bias because to me, like everybody saw like the people that were into indie music as like the
Right.
cool people, you know? And I'm
Yeah.
like,
You're like,
marry
barf.
that. Yeah. So to you, I'm sure indie. What is
Yeah.
indie to you, Fonse?
That very much. Just for me, indie music. Okay, so the way. So I'm just going to throw shade on myself. It's fine. It's definitely like the hipster try hard
Yeah, it
music.
is. It
Because
is.
that's how it started for me. Like I was very like, "Ooh, I want to be hipster. I want to be cool. And then it turned into like, whoa, this shit is actually cool. What the fuck? And now I just love
Yeah.
indie music, which is AKA my fucking depressive music. Which
Yes.
here's the thing. Think of Billie Eilish. When she first started, she was all indie.
That's true.
Yeah. And that's
Yeah.
what hit hard, like she was very like heartbreak or whatever. And now she's poppy, which is fine, I guess.
Which is fine. Yeah. But I feel like early, and honestly, even new,
Billie,
Billie Eilish. There's that song, the new song. I can't remember the
Birds
name
of a
of it.
Feather.
Yes. Even that song, I love that song. I think it's a beautiful song. The lyrics are beautiful. Um, but Billie Eilish music or indie music in general, I feel like that type of music is like I need to be laying on the floor listening to something
Oh
to it.
my God.
Do you do
So it's
that?
like, no, I used to. When, yeah, when I was younger, and my little sister totally knows what I'm talking about because I told her to do this once and she has also done it. So, like, you just play indie music, you lay on the floor and just kind of like let all the bad energy like fade from your body, you know? And that's what you do. It's beautiful.
God, I promise y'all, I had no idea that was something that he did. I was literally saying that to be a fucking asshole. And it turns out I was right. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I feel like that's the kind of
But
shit you're
that's the vibe. That's very much
yeah,
the vibe. Yeah.
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 You lay on the
You're not
floor and you're
wrong.
like, oh, you
Yes.
know?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Cleanse the bad juju and just lay on the floor.
sure.
It's beautiful. You
Yeah.
should try it once or twice. Just saying.
Like, get rid of your bad juju, bitch. Love that. Yeah.
Country. I just think
I think white
so
supremacy.
aside from Chibuzi, I think white supremacy too. Like it's just like rednecks, beers, and trucks. That's it.
Yeah.
And then all the other races that try to play into that are just trying to fit in. They're like pick me girls.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
Yeah,
I don't like it. I don't like it.
yeah, me either.
Mm-mm.
EDM, and this will be
I
the last one before we go on break.
listen to me. My spouse loves EDM music. And here's the thing, I
I
have
still
something
can't believe you. Like when you told me that, I couldn't believe it.
so I have something semi-controversial to say.
Yeah.
I think if you've been touched by a little bit of the ADHD or some sort of other neurodivergence, you love EDM music. I
I
think it's
bet
something
you
that a
do.
lot well, you might have the wrong kind of ADHD then because listen, I like okay.
It
So
makes
in
my
our
brain hurt. It just sounds
oh
like
my God.
fucking computers having
Oh,
like nasty ass sex.
yes, it's like computers talking to each other in binary, and I hate it. I hate
It's
it. I can't
gross.
stand it. You
Me
know what
either.
it is, Fonzie? I hate that it doesn't have lyrics. I
Me
hate it.
too.
I'm like, what are we here for? What am I
And they
listening to?
all sound the same. People swear they don't, but
It's
to
like
me it
booby booby
sounds the
boo.
same.
Oh,
And it's
oh,
that
boo,
I'm like,
boo,
what the fuck?
booby boo, ba, ba, ba. I'm like,
It's
I don't
like
give a
Wally
fuck.
talking.
Yeah, I'm like, this is the worst thing I've ever heard in my entire life.
Yeah.
And I hate it. My husband like that's what he
Yeah.
listens to on his commute.
That is intense,
It's
yeah.
psychopathic.
Yeah.
I was like, I started going down the FBI list that they
Yeah.
have.
Mm-hmm.
or like behavioral analysis of whether or not you may be married to a psychopath. I was like, who listens to this shit?
Definitely one of them. Yeah.
Yeah. On your commute home when you're all stressed, are you kidding me? I
Yeah.
would start crashing into vehicles. I would just
Or
like no,
fucking throwing rocks at people's glass. I don't fucking know.
absolutely. I would keep a
Road rage.
cup.
So here's the thing. I have road rage. It'll be
Yeah.
multiplied times 160 with EDM music.
With EDM,
No,
if I
ma'am.
listened to EDM while I was driving, I would keep a cup of used batteries or pennies to just chuck at people on the road. Just fucking toss them.
Hmm. Hmm.
Just, you know,
Yeah.
I hate EDM music.
Me
I
too.
hate it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry if
Yeah.
you're out
Sorry, guys,
there.
but it's just not. I wouldn't
Hate
even
it.
consider it music.
No,
Yeah.
no. Look,
Anyway,
beep, boop, beep, 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 boop, boop,
on
boop, boop.
beep note, we'll take a little break and then we'll
Yeah,
be
we'll
right
take
back.
a quick break and we'll be right back, guys. All right, guys. So we're back to talking all things music. I feel like so far it's been highly revelatory,
Very.
the whole thing.
These next bullet points are like I feel, well, at least for me, once again, because here's the thing: you guys all know I suck at names and remembering names.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
like I knew what I was looking for, but I had to go back and find the title of the song. Otherwise, this episode would have all been lyrics and me
Yeah.
trying to hum music. So
You're welcome.
exactly. So since I had to go back and do all this research, I finally found the music, and I think I'm really excited for it. You know?
Oh, well, find it. Okay, so kick us off.
Yeah. All right. So
Okay.
let's talk about this. Is a really cool one because it's something that I didn't think it was a thing, but apparently it is. So so music that made us feel things we didn't understand at 13.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I have a
Yeah.
top four. Obviously, there's a lot more, but for me, my top four were Enigma, Return to Innocence. Love that song. Till this day, love that song. Yeah. Sometimes I'll just get drunk enough and then play it and start bawling out for no reason.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Joan Osborne, One of Us.
Okay.
Also, I never understood that song because I don't know if that was a Christian song. So I saw the backstory to that song, and it isn't a Christian song, but it talks about God being one of us.
Yeah.
But it's
I don't think
primarily
it's meant to be a Christian song.
it's not. No,
No.
it mainly talks about like being a good human fucking person.
Right.
Yeah,
Right. Yes.
yeah. So it's just
Yes.
like talking about like treating others as you wish to be treated. Period.
Right.
Which I find it lovely, but when I was 13 years old, that made me feel things I didn't understand.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then in Spanish, Mónica Naranjo, Óyeme,
Gosh.
all-time
Obvio.
favorite.
Obvio.
It's sad, like for you English speakers, it's such a sad song because it talks about her losing her best friend. So this song is dedicated to like the point of her being like completely lost and like losing her best friend, and like now she's like, I wish she could just hear me, hence Óyeme. So I don't know, it's a beautiful song. I just got chills talking about it.
That bums me the fuck out.
It's such a beautiful song. Yeah.
Oh my God.
And yes, I'll play it at your funeral.
Thank you.
That's assuming you die before I do.
Babe, honestly, my healthcare record is against me.
Yeah, well, at least you have one. Let's just say that.
That's true. At least I've been to the doctor this year.
Correct.
Yes. Okay. All right. So was that the top four?
The last
one
one. This is like an all-time favorite. And when I met Des, I was like, bitch, you look like one of my favorite artists. No doubt, Running. I remember when I was
Yes.
young, that song made me feel things I couldn't even explain. I didn't even know
Yes.
the lyrics, but I was like singing at the top of my lungs, you know?
Yeah.
But it
No,
was a great song. Yeah.
that one I know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that one I know. Yeah. Oh my God. Okay, so see, now I feel not so bad about mine.
Okay.
Because no, because that's the thing. Okay, so again, most of my exposure in the like when I was younger was like to old school rock, like 60s, 70s kind of thing. And shockingly, the top two are both Fleetwood Mac songs.
Oh, love. Yeah.
Stevie Nicks is my bitch, okay?
Yeah.
Number one, Silver Springs.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I mean, can you imagine little like 12-year-old me barely coming out of the bowl cut phase?
That was my
Barely,
next question.
yeah, barely coming out of the bowl cut phase, barely learning to like, I'm barely like speaking actual English, okay? And at this point, I think I know the words, right? And I'm over here in my room, like, you'll never get away from the sound of the woman that loves you. Like, what the fuck do I know, right? But there I am.
Right.
But obviously, that song stayed relevant, right? And the second one for Fleetwood Mac is Landslide,
Of
obviously.
course, yeah.
Um,
I
who
feel
the
like that would have been up there too, but it's definitely within my top 10.
yeah, dude, I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Uh,
Iconic, for sure.
yeah, iconic songs, right? Silver
Yeah.
Springs and Landslide. And then similar to you, then I have like the flip side of like my
In
musical
Spanish. Yeah.
yeah, in Spanish. So the other one is Maldita Primavera, but sung by Yuri.
Oh,
My
I hate her.
I love her version of that song. I don't give a shit what anybody says. I think it's one of the best ones. I don't care.
I don't know. She's like the Mexican Taylor Swift to me.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. But
Actually, no, Thalia is the Mexican Taylor Swift.
arrasando.
Yeah, I don't like her either.
Every time anybody says Talia, that's
I'm not gonna lie, she is beautiful.
yeah, of course.
She's
But
just talentless when it comes to the music industry. She's an amazing artist, even though she played the same character like 20 times. But at least you can say she knows how to act.
I think so. But yes, that's one, Maldita Primavera by Yuri. And then the other one is actually, this might be a deep cut for some folks, but there was a Spanish rock band that was huge in Mexico. It was called Héroes del Silencio.
Mm,
And the singer of Héroes del Silencio is Enrique Bunbury.
hmm.
And Enrique Bumburi then went solo, and he's come out with a bunch of, albums and stuff.
Yeah,
And
but
there's
nothing like the original music.
nothing like Eros del Silencio, very,
Yeah.
very different type of music. But there's a song called Lady Blue
Oh,
that I absolutely adore. And every time I listen to that song, I think very fondly of my brother, which is really fucked up because the song is actually about suicide. And again, this is shit
once
that
again, this episode will be very introspective of who we are.
very introspective. Yeah, because again, this is a song that made me feel things that I didn't understand, right? Like
Right.
I didn't know what he was singing
Yeah.
about, right? Like I just knew that I loved the song, right? And I love the song, and I love the song even more because it was a song that my brother loved, right? So I'm like over
Mm-hmm.
here, like I just feel like we're like on the same wavelength and we're so cool. One of the things that my brother would always do is he would be like, think about it. What is the song saying? And I remember being older and being like, oh my God.
You're like,
And I
this shit is
remember,
sad as fuck.
yeah, and I remember going to my brother and I was like, hey, is this song about suicide? And he was like, yeah. And I was like,
Nailed it.
cool. Gotti, right? Like I was like, boom.
Yeah.
I'm deep. But yes, so those for me are like the top four where it's like wide range of things that I didn't know
Yeah.
what I was thinking.
Yeah.
I wasn't a scorned woman at fucking 13.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, yeah, but
Yeah.
I knew that it meant a lot to me at the
Right.
time.
Yeah.
So,
No, I
yeah.
love that. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but
Yes.
Fleetwood Mac for sure is definitely
Oh,
within my top 10. For sure.
oh,
Yeah.
dude,
This is This is why this
Yeah.
assignment was so difficult because there's a lot of
There's
music that
so
I love.
many.
Yeah, that I had to like really think of like why I picked the music that I picked.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, no, no. And I think like if you haven't seen this, there's a it's like a 80s, like mid 80s live show and it's Fleetwood Mac and they're together and they're singing again and there's Stevie Nicks singing Silver Springs directly to her piece of shit ex-husband that cheated on her. And that's what the song is about. And she's looking at him and she tells him, she's like, you will never get away from the sound of my voice. And she's just like singing at him with all this rage. And you're just like, it's
That description kind of almost reminds me of Kesha when she was singing prayer
praying.
to praying to the producer that raped her and all this bullshit and kind of like fucked her
Try to
over
ruin her.
millions of times.
Yeah.
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 And she literally sang that song live to him right in front of him and
Yes.
wouldn't stop looking at him and even like bawled her eyes out and it was so emotional and beautiful.
Emotional. It's very that.
Yeah.
If you're in a moment where you just want to feel some lethargic anger release,
I'm
go
feeling
look up either of those videos.
lethargic.
It's after lunch. I'm lethargic.
Yeah. All right.
Send me a Google slide.
Now the
Yeah.
evolution of a breakup anthem.
I have so many thoughts about this. Please go ahead.
Same. I love how it's changed from being this like sorrow kind of like, I'm the victim situation to like self-empowerment and like setting boundaries and like living without regrets and like kind of like a fuck off anthem to your exes.
Yes.
So
Yes.
I've loved that evolution.
Listen, I love it. And I would like to point out one of the 90s queens, Miss Alanis Morissette. Okay.
Oh yeah.
You want to talk about being just fucking pissed and not caring about who listens to you. Listen to You Ought to Know by Alanis Morissette.
I feel like the late 90s were
Oh my God.
a pivotal moment for
Yes.
breakup songs, for sure.
Yes.
And she was
Yes.
part of it. I feel like also No Doubt was part of it. Avril
Oh,
Lavigne was part of
that
it.
Don't Speak. Yep.
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 Kelly Clarkson was part of it. So I feel like all these artists kind of like started that whole I'm not the victim anymore.
Yeah. I'm gonna get rightfully angry because you were actually just a piece of shit, and like I
Correct.
should, you know what I mean? Yeah. No, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, Alanis, to me, like when I think of the breakup anthem, I definitely think like either I think of Alanis Morissette in English, or I think of Amanda Miguel in Spanish with El Me
Oh,
Mintió.
yeah.
Dude,
I'm not gonna lie, so that's a good one. But
yeah.
so my boyfriend, as you all know, is Cuban. I've said it about like every fucking episode. And they have a massive Spanish influence, massive. And so like
Yeah.
unlike us that are Mexican and grew up in Mexican culture, we have our own like icons. In
Yes.
Cuba, they're very much influenced by the colonizers.
Spanish.
And so yeah.
Correct.
And
Yes.
so they like, for example, one song that I do love, and it's kind of like a breakup song, but not really, is this song by Rocío Jurado. And she
Uh-huh.
practically talks about like, so it's this, it kind of like on the wavelength of Amanda Miguel, where like, it's two women and this piece of shit man that played
Yeah.
with both of them. But in
Yes.
this song, she's like, he fucked me. I am now carrying his seed, meaning she's pregnant. So, like, it's a little too late for you to be chaotic, ma'am. So it's kind of on those. Yeah.
Interesting.
I know. It's a beautiful
Okay.
song. Yeah. I like it because it's petty as fuck.
I love that. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's her, like, coming to terms with, like, ma'am, it's not between you and I. It's about, like, between you and I as one and him.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Let's get him.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's essentially the song. Yeah, and I
I
love it.
love that type of breakup song.
Yeah. And then obviously, I mean, we can't talk about breakup songs without talking about like Adele, obviously.
Oh my God.
Someone Like You, beautiful. Yeah.
When we were young, when she taught, dude,
Yeah.
no.
Yep.
That's the thing.
Like
If
you
I'm,
said, Don't Speak, love it.
don't,
You guys
yeah,
don't,
love
if
it.
you Gen Zers don't know No Doubt, Don't Speak, you must go back.
I never skip it, not
Yeah,
once.
you must go back and listen to
Um,
it.
yeah, yeah, that's the thing. Like right now, I can't, like, if I'm listening to Adele, especially those songs, something has gone wrong. Um, but, but
And this is what I'm talking about. For me, it's like if I'm listening to these sad, sobby, depressive, I want to cut my veins type of music, I'm in my
yeah,
prime. Like I am living. I am mentally stable at that point.
I don't understand you guys. So I have a beloved family member, my precious oldest niece, who literally, Fawn knows, literally, you know, so important. She's the best, but she is a sensitive girly. She just is, okay? She's very sensitive,
This is
has been
the
that way since she
okay.
was little.
I'm curious to see where this is going, but just to be clear, I'm not sensitive.
He says that. Um, but on the line is so she's very sensitive and she's one of those things. There have been many of times where we've had conversations and she will literally tell me, I feel like crying today. I'm gonna go watch X, Y, and Z because I know it's gonna make me cry. So I'm gonna do that. So the other day, we share streaming accounts, you know? And I saw certain programming on my streaming account that I know I wasn't fucking watching.
You're like, are you crying?
Yeah. And I look at it and it's A Walk to Remember, the movie.
Right.
And if you know anything about life, you know that is one of the saddest fucking movies you could ever watch, okay, with Mandy Moore, okay, Queen. Horrible movie. I watched that movie
I was about
once.
to say. I was about to say.
Once I watched that fucking. I never again will I watch that movie. So I saw it and I was like, I know exactly who this was. Called her. And I was like, ha ha ha, this is so funny. And she's like, no, wait, that wasn't me. And I was like, well, my baby niece, her sister, also has access to this account.
Okay. Okay.
And I was like, how am I being overrun by all these sensitive girlies that watch these movies as entertainment? No, absolutely not. It's like watching Marley and Me.
Okay. Can we agree that there's a difference between being an empath and being like sensitive?
Sure. Okay, I see where you're
Because for
going.
me, so I feel
Yeah.
like I'm an empath and I have like, empathy for people. And I
Yes.
also like my senses are sensitive to energies.
Yes.
So that's in that sense, yeah, I guess I could be sensitive, but also when I'm good, when I'm mentally stable, when I'm happy, I reflect that onto sad, sobby music for some odd reason.
Yeah, I would say you and my niece are in exactly the same wavelength. Yeah, no, she's 100% an empath. She feels a lot. So she's sensitive to a lot of everyone's feelings. It just
Right.
comes out differently, I
Yeah.
think. Yeah, which again, it's so freaking endearing. And if you don't have a person like this in your life, you need to get you some. Okay?
Right.
If you're someone like me, which is the opposite of these two people, the opposite of Fonzie and the opposite of my precious niece, you need to get you one of those. You know, like that TikTok. You get them down there and get you one of them, okay? Because you need these people in your life because otherwise, yeah. Yeah.
So it's funny because the other day, it wasn't the other day, it was like a month ago. I was, in one of those moods where I'm like super happy, blah blah blah, and happy equals like I'm drunk and also listening to sad sobby music. And I texted my sister and I was like, "Oh, look, tonight's vibe, blah blah blah." And then she was like, "Whoa, we're completely different people." And then she like replied with what she was listening to, and I was like, oh, "Fuck no, I could never. That's a lot of noise."
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. No, see, that's I don't know.
yeah.
Yeah, you have to be. I have to be in the right mood.
I don't want to move on to the next bullet point
Please.
without mentioning the newer breakup songs
Okay.
or breakup anthems, if you may. So Olivia Rodrigo, Driver's License, beautiful song, love it. It's also kind of like playing the victim, but still kind of cute. And Flowers by Miley Cyrus.
That one I love.
Yeah,
That one I love. But I just love Miley.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess like Olivia Rodrigo has a beautiful voice, and I get it. It's just, I don't know. I had Haley Williams. Thanks. I'm
Mm,
good. I don't
yeah.
know. To me, it feels a little too familiar. I guess that's what it
There you
is.
go. Yeah,
Yeah, so I'm just like, meh. I don't get it. I had Paramore and Haley Williams. I'm
that's
good. Thank
true.
you.
Paramore. Yeah.
Yeah,
All
I'm
right,
good.
let's talk about one-hit wonders that deserve a little bit more or less. This was a hard one because when I was doing my research, the first one or the first two that came to mind were obviously the Macarena. I don't think that band ever made anything else other than the Macarena.
Yeah.
Right. And
Well, remember,
then Mambo Number Five.
yeah. Also, remember Mesa, Mesa,
Oh,
Mesa,
I didn't
Mesa.
remember that one,
That
but yeah,
one.
that's true.
That was the first one that came up for
And
me.
Let's Get You.
I
Is
said,
that okay?
okay, dude.
Yeah.
I
Those were
saw somebody.
like iconic one-hit wonders that I don't think those bands ever made anything else but that.
No,
Yeah.
no. Think of Ice Ice Baby.
Didn't he have like more songs though?
Name them.
That's true.
Correct. There you go.
Touche.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Exactly. No. If he did,
Another two that I wrote down were like Sean Kingston with Beautiful Girls, Estelle with American Boy,
yeah.
and
And the,
lastly, Gautier with Someone I Used to Know.
yeah, but that's the thing with Gautier. That's good enough to just go out, you know?
That's
I
true.
love
That
that
was
song.
enough. And now look at Dochi. Anxiety.
Oh,
Yeah.
she's so talented. Yeah. She's so, so talented. Yeah.
But yeah, those were the ones that like came to
Yeah,
mind. I was
I
like,
mean we had a bunch of overlap there for
yeah,
sure.
yeah.
Um yeah, I think those are my
I don't think any of them, because I don't think, like, for example, looking back, I don't think, like, I know Gautier had more songs,
yeah, but
but they didn't hit the same.
no.
Yeah.
And I don't think they were supposed to. You know what I mean? I don't
Right.
know.
And also, like, Kimbra screaming at his face, like, that was pretty iconic.
Love that.
Yeah.
Again, maybe like a modern Silver Springs.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
I think maybe we'll move on to a quick, like a few rapid fire ones. Because I have a lot of thoughts.
I have a lot of thoughts, she said.
Um, Artists that you think are overrated. Ready?
Taylor Swift.
Katy Perry.
That too. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, listen, you cannot deny Taylor's hustle, right? And the fact that
I
like her
get it. No, I get the hustle,
but
but
that's it
it's
though.
not that great.
No. No, you know what this is how I know, okay? Taylor has what I call chronic tall girl hips, okay?
Oh,
And in
I thought
this,
you were gonna say like chronic white girl syndrome.
oh, for sure, but it's linked to her tall girl hips as well. hear me out on this, okay? And this I know because I'm kind of an authority, okay?
For reference, this is a 5'10" or 5'11" woman speaking.
5'11" human being, okay? And that's the thing. Most tall girlies will understand. Some tall girlies are torso heavy, some tall girlies are leg heavy. Taylor and I are leg heavy tall girlies, okay? The issue with that is that if you don't listen to the people doing your choreographies for you, or you just don't have the thing, your hips start to look a little off. You see, if you're looking at me on YouTube, you see this? You see this body? It starts to look really awkward, guys. Okay, you see that? Right? Okay. So that's what I'm trying to say. Taylor just doesn't have that. And it's not, honestly, like, it's the way she's built. And I understand because I am also built that way. So I understand. So yeah, I think she's overrated. Lyrically, I think her lyrics are great for like 14, 15-year-olds. But if like the more you get into like the 20s, 30s range, you're like, who wrote this? This looks like a bad Tumblr post that when you were 12 and 15, you thought was deep. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And now you're just like, yikes. It's very that. And Katy Perry, I mean, come on. Do I need to go into why Katy Perry's a joke? I don't think I need to. Right?
Yeah.
Do you ever feel like you're floating through the wind? Like a plastic bag?
You just jump on TikTok and look at her comparison to everyone else's fucking tours. That's all.
That's
no
all.
Need to say more. That's all.
I mean, and then I think that the day that I realized that I could never forgive Katy Perry is, this is maybe like a quick caveat, but she's married to Orlando Bloom, okay?
Oh, they're still married? I didn't know that.
Yes.
I thought they
Orlando Bloom, yeah, if you don't know, Orlando Bloom, actual fucking Hollywood actor, right? And he's so well established because he was Legolas in Lord of the Rings, okay?
Right.
Now, all my nerds out there will understand, okay? When we saw Orlando Bloom in character as Legolas, we all remembered we had genitals, like at the same time, okay? It was a big moment for all of us, all right? Gay, straight, in between, it didn't fucking matter.
Right.
And so it was great. Then we find out that he's actually a fucking weirdo, right? Because he then goes and marries Katy Perry. And there's that, you guys remember that weird paparazzi picture where he's like paddleboarding naked with his half hard dick? And there's Katy Perry paddleboarding with him like it's normal. Do you guys remember that? Or was that just something that imprinted in my brain?
Definitely remember that, yeah.
Yeah. And everyone was like, oh my God, Orlando Bloom's penis. And I'm like, yeah, but like he's sitting there with his like half hard uncut dick, completely ruining my childhood of seeing him as Legolas. You know what I mean? And there's fucking Katy Perry.
Publish like Pedro Pascal's nudes, please. I'm just like, Fonzie, when I tell you my beef with this bitch was cemented that day, it wasn't even that I had to look at this, okay? It wasn't even that. It was just like, why are you two weirdos doing this? Like, it was clear that they called the paparazzi and this happened. Like, why was this a thing? Like, you guys have ruined several parts of my childhood for me. I did not need to see Legolas's dick. I didn't. Okay? Unlike you, I did. Anyway.
That was a complete fucking sideways thing, but I think it needed to be said. This is probably never going to make it past YouTube thing, but it needed to be said. Anyway.
All right. First concert.
You go.
Mine was an Exa concierto. I don't know if you remember that from El Paso.
Yeah.
That was my first one. Exa concierto, and it was Rebelde. Or RBD, whatever. RBD. And along with them was Las Ketchup and Faye.
Damn, babe. I think you just aged the fuck
myself.
out of
Yep.
yourself.
Yeah. I don't even think that station exists anymore.
No.
I don't
really?
know. I don't know. I don't know.
Probably not.
Maybe. I
It's
don't
probably
know.
called something else.
Probably. Yeah.
This was at the Don Haskins Center in UTEP, and it was this, honestly, I shouldn't have said anything because this didn't age well at all. It was Marilyn Manson and Alice Cooper.
That's actually pretty cool. How
That
old were
was,
you?
I was like a junior.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, because I wouldn't see anyone like any 14-year-old going to Marilyn Manson.
Yeah. Yeah. And admittedly, it was a great concert. Yeah.
Yeah,
But that was like my
that's cool.
first like official one. Yeah.
All right, next one.
What's a song you secretly hate but know all the words to? I know. I know already. You go.
Which one?
The Devil Went Down to Georgia.
Oh, no. Which
I
one's that
don't
one?
tell me why I know that fucking
Is
song.
that Blues
Well,
Traveler?
I don't remember who the artist was, but
That
I
sounds
know
like it.
every word of that song. Because all I dated was closeted racist white boys.
Sounds like it. Okay.
Yeah.
For me, it's Taylor Swift. Look what you made me do.
Oh, okay, yeah, same. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh. See? Immediately. I
No,
know it.
know all the lyrics, know the entire fucking song. I just hate
I
it.
know it. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, same.
Yeah.
Okay. What would be the worst song to be stuck in a time loop with?
Same. Just kidding. I'm just kidding. I fucking hated during the holidays. Mariah
Oh,
Carey.
yeah.
Fucking
Yeah.
hated. All I
You
want
know
for
what?
Christmas is you. Hate it.
I hate
Nope.
it.
And on
You know
that
what?
same note, I
Yeah.
would probably, just stick a fucking knife through my throat if I were to listen to Taylor Swift Shake It Off over and over again.
Dead. Same.
Yeah.
I have nothing to add. Same thing. Yeah. Any
Yeah. Those
retail
two,
people?
no
No.
thanks. Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Bye bye.
I'm good.
Bye bye.
Um,
Let's see. What is an
Dream
album
collab
you can listen to over and over again, start to finish?
album? I'll be very honest, guys. I'm not an album listener. I'm
Really?
not. Nope.
Really?
Nope. No, so I can't name one. I literally
Yeah,
can't.
like you pinpoint songs from
From artists,
artists and
I'm
stuff.
not
Yeah.
an album listener.
For
No.
me, Caleb Scott, Bridges, that's his newest album. I completely obsessed. Obsessed. I can't tell you the amount of times since it was released. I think it was last year that I've listened to it. Probably like at least 100 times. Yeah. Start to
Sorry,
finish. Love it.
no idea. Um, let's see. If you, I love this. If your life had a theme song every time you entered a room, what would it be?
I want you to answer this one first.
My God, I don't know.
Mine is ridiculous.
Honestly, I'm gonna stick to Welcome to the Jungle. Yeah,
I love that.
that would be me.
So
Yeah.
for me, the first thing, I don't know why, but when I read that, I was like, "This is me" by The Greatest Showman, like the cast. I feel like that's me. Open the doors dramatically and be like, "This is me." Yeah.
Anyway, that's what I have to say about
Right.
that.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
Yes.
I can see that actually.
You
Yeah.
see?
Yeah. No, I can see
Yeah.
that.
Love it. Dream collaboration.
That I'd love to hear.
Yeah.
I would love, honestly, this came quickly because it's all on theme. Dolly Parton and Stevie Nicks.
Oh, that'd be beautiful.
I would love to hear
That
what they
would be
would come up with.
beautiful. Mhm.
Yeah, they have
For
dreamy
me,
voices.
for me, newer artists, Teddy Swims and Karin Leon.
Oh, I know. Yeah. I love, yes,
They
especially
both
with
have
Teddy
that
Swims.
raspiness to them.
Yes.
Ugh,
Yeah.
moist. The first time I heard Karin Leon, because okay, so my younger sister, she's like a total fan of Karin Leon, and the first time I ever heard him that I really enjoyed was like this English duet he did with I don't remember who they were. It was like Kings and something. It was like this drummer boy song for holidays, and I heard him singing in English, and I was like, "Moist." And so
Gosh.
that's when I was like, whoa, I would love to hear. Like, it's something I've actually thought about for the longest time ever. I was
Yes.
like, Teddy Swims and Karin Leon, I need that to happen ASAP. If you two are
ASAP.
listening, make it happen.
Make it happen.
That would be delicious.
Okay. Vinyl, CD, cassette, or streaming?
I feel like you know the answer to this. But for me, it's vinyl, 100%.
His favorite music genre is indie, guys. Did you know?
Yeah. I do
Kidding.
stream a lot, but if
Yeah.
I could have every single album of every single artist that I love, that's
That
what
would
I
be
would
it.
do. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I agree. For me, it's honestly, it's interesting. Cassette brings memories, right?
Right.
But no, I mean, I'm gonna stick to streaming because
Yeah. I mean, it's convenient.
it's convenient.
Yeah.
Um, Musician you'd love to have a drink with.
Multiples.
Oh, I know. Me too.
Okay, you go first.
Okay, so I'd love to have a drink with Lady Gaga, obviously.
Same. She was on my list.
I don't know if she would is she sober? I don't know, but I hope that
I
she's
don't
not.
think so.
Um, and then we have like Miley Cyrus because I know that she'd be a hoot, but I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
she's sober.
She's sober. Yeah.
And then let's see, who else would I love to just have like just a sneaky drinky winky? Yeah, no, I think just like Lady Gaga and Miley because I feel like they would both be like so easy to talk to.
Yeah.
I feel like you could
I
talk to them about anything.
totally
Yeah.
agree with Lady Gaga. Would love to have a drink with her. For me, it was Lady Gaga, Adele, and Dua Lipa.
Oh, that would be fun.
I
We
know
wouldn't be
Dua
able to
Lipa
understand
and
Adele.
Adele can totally get down. Like I would love to party with them. And then Dua Lipa is fucking weird. I don't know if you remember this trend where she had like the pickle Coca-Cola situation shit.
Yes.
Like I would want to try
Yes.
that with maybe some gin or something.
Yeah. No, yeah. Dua Lipa's weird, and that's what I
Yeah.
like about her.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Adele, imagine like you get like a couple glasses of wine and Adele, and you
Wine.
really can't understand her. Like
Yeah.
you can barely understand her as it is, and then
Right.
it would
Yeah.
be amazing.
Yeah. I feel
Divorce,
like she
divorce,
would. Yeah,
you know?
she would be
Yeah.
someone I would love to have either wine or like whiskey with, you know? And then
Yeah.
Dua Lipa's the girl I'm having shots. Well, Dua Lipa and Lady Gaga are the girls I'm having shots with and like having fancy cocktails with, you know?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. 100%. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So for our last one, rapid fire song that instantly makes you emotional.
Going back to the first thing we talked about, Monica Naranjo, Óyeme. Yeah, just like chills every time I hear that song. Forget about it.
Yeah. Um, I don't know. I think I have several, and it's funny because like I know what they are because I skip them unless I'm like
Right.
in the right mood. Um, uh, well, I mean, this is gonna be really ridiculous, but Bohemian Rhapsody is one, which I know for most people that's like a really like pumped up song or
Yeah.
whatever, but it always gets me, I think. Um, Especially that part where Freddie's like, "So you think you can stop me and spit in my eye?" I love that part of that song. Um, yeah, Bohemian Rhapsody is one, and honestly, every Mexican's gonna roll their eyes right now, but Amor Eterno, bitch.
Mm.
Dude, I
Honestly,
hear the chords.
praying by
Yeah.
Kesha, that's one of the ones too. Like, especially for me as a queer person, like when she's like, "I'm proud of who I am," and then that silence after, oof, chills.
Ugh, I
Yeah,
got chills right now. Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah. No, no, no. I mean, it's beautiful. You know what's funny? That song, I know that song transcends all kinds of things because it even got to the straights. Um, my husband loves, first of all, he loves Kesha, which is fucking hilarious. Like, Kesha's his bitch, by the
That
way. It's
is
the best.
funny.
Oh my God, he loves Kesha.
I would have never guessed.
No, 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 loves her. Okay. And then she came out with this, and it's one of his like favorites. Like, he loves that song, which is the best. But yeah, so that song is just like,
Yeah,
I feel like most people have a person in their head that they can sing that song to. You know,
yeah,
someone that wronged you so
100%.
deeply.
Beautiful
Yeah,
song. Yeah. Once
beautiful.
again, before we close out, there's a million
Yeah.
other songs and artists
Oh
that
my
we
God,
didn't
so
talk
many.
about.
Yeah.
That's just like, you know, the I guess if you may ones that came up as we were reading through the bullet points and stuff.
Yeah.
But I would love to hear about you guys. Um,
Ugh.
Definitely pitch in and let us
Yes.
know what songs, made you feel random things when you were 13. What are like or rapid fires? Like I want to hear your answer to the rapid fires.
Yeah, because I'd love to learn maybe some new songs
Yeah.
that I
Speaking
haven't
of
heard
new
of.
songs, you have to listen to Gigi, Sailor
Okay.
song.
Taylor's song?
Sailor.
Sailor. Sailor song.
I'll
Okay.
send it to you after the episode.
Please.
Yeah,
Yeah, that would be great. Yeah, guys, so let us know what you think. This was so much fun. Very, very, like I said, revelatory, I feel.
for sure.
Um, so let us know what your top favorites are. And until next time, this has been General
General
Query.
Query.
Bye,
Goodbye.
guys. Bye.